Now, according to Liquid, they're very confident going into this first one. They've said, you know, well, Study was, you know, a bit detrimental of Cloud9's ability in hardpoint. It says we should be able to beat them fairly easily. Okay. So for me, as I said, this should be Liquid. I mean, Liquid was so confident coming in. They're very confident they're going to beat them unless they've played them a lot, and they believe they've won the majority of those games.
Well, I mean, Merc and Study, they went to the LAN qualifier for the Call of Duty World League with Killa on their team. Then coming out of that, they decided to, you know, get rid of Killa. They picked up Apathy along with Burns, and these guys, they haven't looked back since. But this Cloud9 squad, they've been putting a ton of time into the game recently. They look well polished, and this ban and protect phase is about to come into an end. Let's just quickly.
I think Cloud9 are playing games. That stock protect is interesting. Obviously, they didn't want Liquid to ban that clearly, and then they go and ban Greed. So it's definitely a little bit of mind games going on there, and that could pay dividends for them. I said this is one of these games where we will see a counter pick and ban series. They will be playing directly against the enemy team, and it looks like they've started off already. Already, the draft is now coming in. You can see on Liquid's like Kinetic Armor and Purifier. Whereas Khalifa has gone for the Purifier as well, waiting for Sinful to draft. It's active camo.
You know, the specialist weapons are so important on this map, specifically when we make it over towards the bunker hardpoint. That's a hardpoint where teams can realistically lock down the full 60 seconds and really start to build a lead off that as the final picks coming in. Kinetic Armor for Killer, Scythe for accuracy. Study will get the Scythe first team, and Burns will finish things off with the Heat Wave. So,
interesting little bit of difference there, Heat Wave versus active camo. Obviously, you've got to be a little bit more confident with your teammates. It's a little bit harder to use Heat Wave now that they've patched it to actually affect your teammates.
We already saw it today, man. You go Heat Wave and his teammates, stop the uplink score from coming in. But, you know, something that you could kind of intro into the hard point with, disorient any of the enemy players, and have your teammates follow up. It's still very effective specials.
Yeah, it's one of those ones now you kind of be thinking, you know, active camo is more of a solo play. You're going to be using it to maybe flank, get a pinch, or win that gunfight because people won't see you. Whereas Heat Wave, you've got to make so sure you hit it at the right time. And because it's a reaction specialist as well, unlike active camo, which you can pop before you make your move, Heat Wave is a reaction specialist. You have to hit it at the right time, and that really comes down to the player. So Burns has full confidence in what he's doing and what his teammates are doing to actually use that specialist in this scenario.
I completely agree with you with that one, Brycey. I think the Heat Wave, you know, when it comes down to like search and destroy 1v1s, no better specialist you would want there. But in hardpoint, it's tough to choose. You know, camo versus Heat Wave, both, we could think of specific scenarios where one would be better than the other. Both have their pros, both have their cons. We'll see how they match up when we get into this game. So Stronghold, Hardpoint. What can you tell me about this map, Brycey?
Honestly, this is a terrible map for me playing it personally. I'm usually very bad.
I feel like every map is bad for you.
That's pretty much my career. That's how I ended up here on the casting desk. For this one, I'm actually kind of expecting to see some really good AR play. So that was why I was interested in the stock protect here. For me, it's one of those ones where Cloud9, they did that and then took away Greed as well. And I'm sitting there going, you know, what is their game? How are they going to play this out? We know that Study, in the game that we saw him earlier, was really holding down his AR battle. So I was expecting him to do the same here as well. Now, he wasn't actually too confident in the warm-up. Like I said, we had an extended period to speak to these teams, and he was a little bit worried about how his shot was. Now, if Study's not confident, that really plays a big aspect on his mental game. So I'm kind of wondering how that's going to play into that. Although I say this, and I look over towards you, and in the background I can see, you know, Study dabbing with Apathy again. So he's clearly trying to get in a good mood here. And it's this kind of stuff, like you speak about like the mental game between these players, where pick and ban also comes in, and the way they're feeling, and the way they go into this game. They've been an hour now waiting. Like, for me, a lot of it rests kind of on Study's shoulders. He did such a great performance in the last game. They're going to need him to shut down.
Yeah, and I think we got two really interesting matchups here. First, you have Accuracy versus, I think, Merc or Study. Those are going to be the battle between the Assault Rifles. But also, Burns versus Killa, man. Burns replaced Killa on this squad. Killa, you know, forming this new lineup with a bunch of young talent, a bunch of players that are up and coming, really proving themselves here in Black Ops 3. And the game has started, Brycey.
I just want to point out, we were speaking about Study and how crucial he could be on this map, and already he's got a Shiva out. Now, we haven't really seen this before. He's looking to put some bullets down already. Just firing as they nades running onto him here, but he hasn't picked up a single kill.
But you know, the smoke grenade cutting off his line of sight, he can't see anything over the middle of the map. Killa's able to close that distance between him and the Assault Rifle players. Shuts down Study early on as we switch over to Burns. He's trying to get stuff done inside the hard point now. When you're on the side of Cloud9 right now, I think starting off, it's a bit more of a favorite side. You have the contest spot, you got a player set up over near the jump wall. You could easily look over your players inside the hard point and give them that covering fire.
Well, now it's just trying to get on a player, but nobody actually near. You can see C9 will take control here at the moment. And they are actually into the lead. Accuracy just holding this one down and looking for another shot. Will take down Study. Like I said, this battle Study so far hasn't managed to make a kill. And I did say he wasn't very confident coming in this one. Looking for Burns. Burns will just gun him there. And take him down, but now going to be looking towards the rotations becoming the latter half of this one. Actually, again, trying to do more work. He's 4 and 2 coming through to pick up these last few kills.
So that perk 1 greed getting banned is going to have a huge effect on this game because Afterburner was protected. Now you have to make the choice. Do I want to use Flak Jacket? Do I want to use Afterburner? And I think the majority of players are going to be using Afterburner. That's why you see so many trophy systems being thrown out, on the hard points, just trying to give everybody cover from those lethal grenades.
Well, Cloud9 just managed to break that hill there. You actually saw Study out the back holding, but he wasn't actually able to hold it for very long. Actually, he's now going to be in the hill, trying to watch up top. Few players coming in here. He's going to be able to take down Burns. Still able to hold it. Teammate trying to back him up. Is he going to get that? No! Not quite able to take down Merc.
Yeah, nice try there from Accuracy as both teams just kind of trading blows back and forth, but in the end, it's going to favor Cloud9. As time starts to wind down on this current hardpoint, it's all about the rotation to the next one. We're moving over to the jump wall. You see the red arrows on Cloud9 already beginning the rotation, while Accuracy locking down the rest of the scrap time. This is going to be some huge kills from Accuracy. If he's able to make them, finds the second, gets cleaned up. But it's only 9 seconds going to Liquid as the scrap time. You see the Cloud9 setup. They're already ready for the next hardpoint.
The Cleaver will actually go down now on board with Sinful. And he is going to see one player come towards him. And it is going to be Merc. Takes that player down. Now looking to manage to get the cut. Looking for that player. Not able to get him. He's going to have to back out here. Active camo is available for him, but he doesn't really need to use it at this period right now. And it looks like he is going to go down for his trouble.
Yeah, Heatwave coming in. Merc picks up 2 as Liquid trying to break into the hard point. Here comes Apathy trying to back his teammates up right through the middle lane. Has some players to take out, and there you go. Liquid able to chain some kills together as Apathy now pushing out the outskirts, takes down Accuracy. Both teams still neck and neck in this game. Only really a 20-point lead for Cloud9. Very fragile lead.
Well, this is interesting. Now, the thing we actually had, because we had they played a practice map.
Yeah.
And they did
These guys have had plenty of time to warm up.
And actually, funny enough, it was a similar story because they were practicing to see if it was all good. And funny enough, a very similar story erupted there. Liquid were outslaying in that map, but were really holding it together with points. They seem to play the objective a little bit better than Cloud9.
Well, I mean, you got a guy like Burns on your team, and Burns is all about the objective. He's going to be the guy inside the hard point for the most time. And all the interactions he's going to get are huge ones in the game. Like, if he picks up kills inside the hardpoint, those are obviously high-impact kills. So I'm going to be looking at somebody like Killa or Khalifa on the side of Cloud9 to maybe contest Burns inside that hardpoint.
Study managed to pick up a kill there now, trying to back away. Knows there's another player going to come around behind him. Now looking for this player. He's not entirely sure where he got to. His teammate will obviously have called that out. But he is going to go down, and that's just kind of the trouble you can get if a player manages to kind of slip through the net and flank you.
Merc is going to be a key player to watch here. As time is winding down on the Rock hardpoint, we already spoke about how important rotating to that bunker hardpoint early is, and because he has that Purifier, he's going to be able to zone out the Cloud9 players so easily. Like, nobody's going to walk into the flames of a Purifier.
Oh, interesting. Accuracy's already around there. He's got an HCXD as well. You can see the rotation
so much
in.
information.
Who is that coming through? It's Merc. He's going to try and get Merc. Merc will survive. However, slightly injured. Will he use the Purifier here to try and go in? I doubt it. I think he's going to wait for his teammate.
He needs a teammate to kind of be the lead blocker for him if he wants to do that.
Problem is, he can't waste that Purifier. He cannot lead with it, because if he gets taken down for the pre-fire, which is very likely, he will go down, but he has managed to get in a good position. Not able to quite do it. Also, the bodies weren't there. He just wasn't able to push forward with his teammates. That's put him in such a bad position. Accuracy again, holding it down, and here comes the side. Now going to rev up and lock down this door.
Wisely
this is
backing
a money
down
hill.
Oh,
no, Apathy just gave him the gun.
Apathy moves in, picks up 3 kills now as the HCXD, going to clear out the corner. Sinful gets cleaned up, and now Cloud9, they're forced through this choke point, and
that was a god play from Apathy. How on earth do you get through 3 players pre-aiming a doorway?
He had a scythe,
and one of them had a scythe. And he takes down all 3. Still alive now, Apathy. This is a 5 streak for him. He has managed to wrest control back. But smoke's now pouring into the hard point. Can he try and do something here? Has seen one. Will eventually get taken down, earning his 4th streak as well. But you saw all 4 of Cloud9 actually go down as well. Liquid still able to hold this one. Should get it for the remainder, and they are in the lead.
Yeah, Merc winds up taking out his Purifier, cleans up the rest of the Cloud9 players in there. Apathy now, he's got a Lightning Strike to work with. And, score streaks like the Lightning Strike and the Hellstorm Missile, they're going to be super effective on most of these hardpoints because there's not much cover to protect you from them.
Merc now looking for this guy. He's now players come around, but unfortunately gun switches at the wrong time. Study getting into a gunfight. He will win that against Khalifa. Now, out comes the side for Study. Going to be using this to lock down mid-map. He's going to have Apathy forward for him. They can see the contest come in. Almost cuts his teammate in half. Stays alive now. Checking bunker. Nobody there. It's actually going to be Killer that could be the problem, but Study, doesn't matter. Got that side. Still able to hold it down and give his teammates the advantage in this flank. Looking for another one. Managed to get that one as well. Study on fire now with the side, but he almost goes down. Doesn't get the turn on. Not quite able to get that side ripping yet.
I mean, just look at the time of the hard point for the players on Liquid. You got Burns with 1:35 now. All his teammates really have to do is look over and make sure Burns is safe, throw some trophy systems down, and slay outside the hard point. You see Camo getting popped there. I believe that was Sin using that as Apathy pushes in. Gets another lightning strike. Now he's going to be working.
50 more. He needs 50 more. His teammate's going to be wanting to juggle this if they can. Unfortunately, he may actually get picked off here. He's in a lot of trouble. Really needs to try and do something with this. That kill streak could come in so available, but he is going to be able to get it. Oh, no, that wasn't. That was actually, he doubled up on the lightning strike. That's what he's done.
Oh, yeah. So he earns himself another lightning strike. Looks like the HC will be deployed here by Burns as Team Liquid. They're starting to build themselves a bit of a lead. They're going to go up by around 80 points as they're trying to control this mansion hard point. Switching over to Merc. RK5 in hand, finds one. Can he make it two? Has to reload here. He's going to peek back up. VMP in his back pocket. Get some help from Apathy as Liquid, man. They're really showing some good trust in their teammates. They're making plays happen, providing good cover for our Cloud9. They were in it, you know, for the first couple minutes of this game, but Liquid starting to pull away. Accuracy
was really holding it down for the first few minutes, but has actually slowed down. As you can see, he's now actually going even with his teammates, and they are really struggling. It does seem like Liquid are actually stepping up. Apathy being one of those key figures. As you can see right now, 3 of them in a hill, and he's really putting that work in. He's on a 5 streak again. Is his lightning strike ready? Going to go out the door. Can he get this next kill? No. Will get shut down. And you can see once more on board with Burns.
You know, if you're Burns right here, you're so comfortable inside the hardpoint. You got Apathy pushing out your cuts.
Yeah.
He's 30 and 19. Like, nobody on Cloud9 can really answer to what Apathy is bringing to the table right now. But Lightning Strike's going to get called in.
Oh!
Team kill coming in from the Lightning Strike, but Study is able to clean up the kill onto Killer right there. But, you know, with the ping from the Lightning Strike, he's able to relay all the information on where the Cloud9 players are located to his teammates.
Well, let's jump on board with Killer. Now, is he going to go hold down this bunker cut? He's going to be looking for it. He sees one. He's going to pick up that first one. Should be able to see a second. Picks him up as well. Killer looking for the third, but that HCXD comes in. Killer still gets away. Still alive. Players all around him. Killer holding this cut down once more. Accuracy gets that one for him. But Killer doing so much work staying alive here, protecting the flank of his teammates.
Yeah, cutting off an important choke point here as the Liquid players are pushing off respawn as Killa falls, you know. Who is there to kind of back them up? I mean, Accuracy, he's doing everything he can at 27 and 26. Now he's, you know, trying to get some work done near the hard point, trying to control the spawns for his team. Just nobody there to back him up with the kills. Everybody else negative for this Cloud9 squad.
Here we go, on board with Killer again, looking for the flank. He's going to see someone above him here. Air battle going on. Has to just go super up vertical to try and actually get that kill down before he jumped over his head. Killer's still got this one now, and it is a little bit of a rally here from Cloud9. They are getting a few more points for these last few hard points. Down goes Khalifa, though, and that could prove crucial, as it does look like Liquid now have the advantage going into this one. Study trying to clear his backlines. They know. They've communicated there is a player loose, and it will eventually be picked up. All 3 of Liquid actually went back to get him here, losing control of the hard point, but they are now in a good position to wrest it back.
I mean, because Liquid, they could have won on this particular hardpoint. Cloud9 had to invest everything they have into, you know, taking control, at least trying to contest, so Liquid can't close it out here. But Liquid, they could give it up right here. They could rotate to the bunker hardpoint. They're going to have their specialist weapons to work with, as well as some abilities to try to lock everything down.
Well, it actually looks like he might be heading for that rotation. It does seem like they'll get the scrap time here, simply because Simple is in a position to pick up these kills, and he will pre-fire as well. I think he'll just hold this. No, he wants to push. That's right, he's got a teammate with him as well, and they are actually going to give up that 10 seconds, knowing just how important this money hill actually is.
Oh, these are huge kills.
Accuracy did so much work here again. It wouldn't be surprised me to maybe see the scythe pop out from him.
He's got to bring it out.
There we go. Now, he needs to hold this a little bit better than he did last time. First kill coming in. There's also a Purifier fire, and they decided to use 2 specialists here. That kind of tells you how much they need this hill.
You know, but if they can lock it down for the full time, they will be right back in this game. You get a specialist weapon blocking off each doorway. Going to be tough for Liquid to break in, as Accuracy is still trying to provide cover for his teammates. Has an HC to work with. He doesn't want to waiting for Liquid players to push him.
He's waiting. You actually see there's only one player here, and I think that's what Sinful's waiting for. He's looking for it. He's going to pick that one up as well. Now, actually, still with this scythe, playing his life. They have got an awful lot of time on this hard point. Now, is he going to rip through the smoke? He is going to see one behind the wall. Second one has managed to get in. That's dangerous now. He's run out of his scythe, and already you can see C9 Killer is going to lock that one down. Picks up 2. Let's jump on board with Killer as he pushes out. Picks up the 3rd as well. Killer looking for the 4th. Not able to get it. Has to hit his reload.
Yeah, unfortunately, no extended mags on that VMP, but he's going to go back. Challenge Study's able to take him out as the HCXD should force Study back far enough, but Cloud9, they're able to hold on to the majority of the time here on the bunker. That means they're only down by 30 points. This is very doable from Cloud9. They just need to make sure they hit their rotation, pick up the kills on transition, and lock onto the hard point.
Now, admittedly, although they can win this here, Liquid and Merc sort of Purifier, and this hill, it's not as effective as it could be.
Might as well use it. You're not going to get another bunker hard point.
This is true. If he can get into this hill, maybe we'll just start flaming the choke points and just hold it down. They just need that few little time. He could just use it all.
I think they might be just trying to contest long enough to force another mansion hardpoint, that's where the Purifier could definitely come in handy. Killa popping the kinetic armor. The Hellstorm missile takes down Merc. Killa looking for more players to take out, finds Burns, but right now, Liquid, they're controlling the hardpoint. They only need 6 more seconds to close this out.
Sinful uses that masterful active camo. Does eventually go down, but you can see how desperate Cloud9 are now. They have to get away from this hardpoint. They just really don't have the time to try and do anything. And the same problem is they have to make this rotation superb.
I mean, fortunately for Cloud9, like these two hardpoints are pretty close to each other. It's just 6 seconds is not a lot of time, and they just got to make sure they contest here. But both teams can win on this next hardpoint. If Cloud9 are able to get their perfect setup going, they could definitely win this game.
Merc's still got his Purifier. If he can get into that hill, this is a great hill to use. He's not using it quite yet, though. They're looking at it's a pinch. Look at this pinch. They're about to go in. HCXD is about to go in. Merc's about to go in. Can they make anything of this? They know they have to do something here. And already they've gone in. Study and Merc teaming up to get it. They're not able to get the second one. Killer will shut that one down. And Liquid will hold this and take that win there. Great pinch there from Liquid.
It's getting a little scary there for Liquid going into that second bunker. Hardpoint, Cloud9 did all they could. They used both their specialist weapons to make sure they locked onto that full amount of time. In the end, Liquid, they're able to set up. They break the hardpoint. The heat wave coming in from Burns here at the end. As we take a look at the scoreboard, Apathy, man, 40 and 34. Burns with 12 defense, 2 minutes, 42 seconds inside the hardpoint. Accuracy did all he could for his team, but in the end, it just wasn't enough.
I want to point out, Study actually had a really bad start. If you remember, he had a really negative start. Actually started to bring it back a little bit, and the team kind of caught fire. I mean, Apathy was just being a slaying monster. But, I mean, to be honest with you, looking all around, players sort of evened up. There was bursts where they all did really well, and there's bursts where they kind of started lagging back. For me, Cloud9 actually kind of forced that much of a comeback when they could have lost it so many times, including breaking Bunker Hill and holding it down in the middle, because they could have lost it in the middle. It was only 15 seconds we were talking about. But they managed to hold that one as well. And obviously, I do like that last play from Liquid where they held off, and you saw them all slow down going, got about 30 seconds to play with here. We need to make this break work. So, and they did it. They did it quite successfully.
I mean, well done to Liquid. They knew the exact scenario they were in. As you're saying, they set up to break, and they did it perfectly. Burns had that heat wave. They knew exactly what specialists they had available, even led it with the HC, even though Merc doesn't even use that Purifier at the end.
No,
doesn't really matter. They're able to break without it.
If obviously, if they needed a bit more time there, they probably would have gone in and then used the Purifier, and Merc would have just emptied that entire canister. He would have just made sure nothing managed to get in and at least got the trade come through, but didn't need it in the end. All
right, so now we're moving into game number 2.
Yes.
It's looking like it's going to be evac, capture the flag. Now, this one can get pretty tricky when you're trying to lock down each specific lane. We see it in the World League all the time. Players now able to utilize the wall run pretty much all the way around the map. So it kind of adds like a extra 2-3 lanes that you need to watch. It could be pretty tough to just make sure your base is completely safe from enemy players.
For me, this is where it kind of